Pause the video and have a go at expanding the brackets for each of the following. Then restart the video where I will go through the solutions step by step. We can see here there is no sign. This implies multiplication. So we can take this 2 and we can use that to multiply the a, and that will give us 2a. We now turn our attention to the fact that this is a negative, and in front of the a there is no sign, which implies this is positive. And a negative times a positive gives a negative. We can go on to see that this 2 will multiply 2b, and this will give us 4b. And of course, now we turn our attention to this negative and this negative, and a negative times a negative will give a positive. Consequently, we can see that this expands to this. The example shown has illustrated that a negative times a positive gives a negative, and that a negative times a negative gives a positive. There is no sign here which implies multiplication. Consequently, we will take this 7 and use it to multiply the x, and that will give us 7x. We can see that there's a negative sign here, and in front of the x there is no sign. Now this implies positive. So a negative times a positive will give us a negative. We then go on to see that this 7 will multiply this 2 to give 14. We turn our attention now to this sign and this sign. They're both negative, and a negative times a negative will give a positive. So we can see that this expands to this here. And the example we've just looked at demonstrates that a negative times a positive gives a negative, and that a negative times a negative gives a positive.